All right. Welcome back to another edition of the MMA Meltdown radio show. It's going to be a great jam-packed show. As always, to my right, my boy, Jay Mercules. What's going on, Jay?
What up?
Chillaxing?
Trying to.
Man,
I'm a little hungry already. I'm starting my my fight week diet, so I like my greasy, fatty food. So
yeah, we're gonna have to get into that a little bit later because I seen you training yesterday and you look like a beast. I feel bad. I know you're going home to New Jersey and it's gonna be a victory homecoming for you. So I definitely want to get into that with you a little bit later. But also we got our boy Ron Goldstein from Fight Jobs. What's going on, Ron?
What's up, fellas? How are you?
Man,
good.
I don't know how this dude. You can tell it's cut week because he's wearing a hoodie.
That and he's got marks all over him.
Ron brought in a bunch of candy just to torment me.
I did. The girls over at Magoo's in Heritage Square in Golden, they just said, "Here, bring this on. Here you go, ladies. Thank you."
Nice little plug there.
Instead of eating an avocado.
Nice. All right. Well, let's get it started as we always do with the Inked Out Buzz Block with J.R. Gordon from MMABuzz.com. What's going on, J.R.?
Hey, everybody. How you guys doing this weekend?
Doing good, buddy.
Good. It's been a great weekend.
Yeah, it has. I just want to say greetings to our fight fans and welcome to another Inked Out Buzz Block. Our segment today is sponsored by Inked Out. Inked Out is the extreme lifestyle clothing company with a charitable heart. Last year's Hoodies for the Homeless program supplied 100 hoodies for Denver's homeless. The goal this year, they're going to double it and do 200. All of the proceeds from Inked Out's November sales go to this cause, so visit www.inkdout.net. Get your Christmas shopping done now and aid in this very charitable cause. I tell you what, guys, Inked Out, just doing it up, doing it right in every way possible. These guys are so good for the sport.
Yeah, absolutely.
Agreed.
I mean, on every aspect, right, Ron?
Agreed. I mean, one of MMA's best friends, literally.
For sure.
Well, I mean, not only from the sponsorship, but just the involvement, and the awareness and the exposure that they do. They're just, Guy does a great job over there.
They're a part of everything in Colorado MMA.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, I want to let our fans know a little bit about what's coming up next weekend, and that is Friday, November 18th. You can check out the No Mercy Extreme Fighting Annihilation 36 event at the Colorado Springs City Auditorium. This event is going to feature Angela Hayes versus Tricia Clark and Lewis Lloyd versus Matt Howard in the co-main event. Angela Hayes and Tricia Clark are the main event. And for this show, the doors open at 6:30, fights start at 7:30, and tickets are available by calling 719-660-3234, or you can go to King Supers, go to ticketswest.com or coloradomma.com. And one more time, that number you can call is 719-660-3234. Of course, MMABuzz.com, going to have a full write-up of the event following the show, and we'll have post-fight interviews on the MMABuzz.com Facebook page.
Beautiful.
So that's what we got coming up next week. Now I want to talk about what happened this week. We got our fight weekend started off great on Friday night at the Marriott Hotel in the Denver Tech Center. They had the Supreme Striking Fight Promotion held their nuclear event, and the highlight of this event was a four-man kickboxing tournament. Before I get into the of the night moments, I want to ask Jared a question. How would you feel about doing a tournament-style event and having to fight more than one time in the night?
I'd be open to it if the money was right. It's a little more. It's just a little more dangerous to fight multiple times in one night. You're usually that second fight you're going to fight banged up and injured, and we've seen a lot of the Pride tournaments in the past, guys having to drop out on that night. So I mean, if everything made sense, I would do it.
Yeah, a little more intense. And talk to us, Jared. This is going to lead into something I'm going to come up to just a little bit later about what would it be like not knowing who your opponent's going to be coming into a fight, because obviously you don't know who's going to advance in the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely alters your game planning and everything. I think wrestlers kind of would benefit from that because, you're used to that with wrestling. You always have tournaments. You never know who you're going to fight next. So it's all about just getting yourself ready, getting warmed up, getting mentally prepared, and going there and just, sticking to your skill set. So it's a little different from a normal fight, but ultimately I think it just really comes down to getting yourself mentally ready.
I don't even think it's a real rarity in standard MMA format. I mean, you got people who don't make weight all the time, and you got last-minute stand-ins and things like that. So I mean, I'm sure that there's people who can already speak on that type of frustration, but it would be tough.
Yeah, that's true. I know when I competed, I was one of those guys that really liked to watch films on my opponents and sort of develop really strong game plan based around that. And I think it would have messed with me not knowing who I was going to fight, not having had a chance to see them compete before. So thanks, Jared, for the input on that.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you for coming out of your shell, JR. Every week we talk about your MMA career. And
I know, he's always trying to hold back on us with
I
the
know, now he's starting
fighting.
to come out. He's like, I watch film, I break it down.
All right. Well, let's get to the inked out of the night's moments for the nuclear event. The inked out submission of the night goes to Brandon Royval for his title-winning triangle choke. He got the position set in pretty early in the fight, but his opponent really showed solid defense. Mr. Royval switched back and forth from triangle choke to armbar probably 4 or 5 times. His opponent defended really well. Mr. Royval ate a lot of punches while he was down there, but he stayed committed to the submission, and it finally paid off for him, getting him the victory. Nice. And then the inked-out knockout of the night goes to Andrew Lip for his title-winning head kick knockout victory. He used really good punching to set up the third-round victory in his 185-pound title fight. Just ended the combination with a solid head kick. Good job for Mr. Lip. And then the inked-out fight of the night goes to Zach Valdez and Rhee Armstrong for their back-and-forth evenly matched kickboxing bout. And this was a fight that really showcased the technical skills of both fighters. Valdez won this bout in order to advance in the 4-man kickboxing tournament, where he eventually lost in the finals to the tournament winner, Mr. Rene Beltran. So congratulations to Mr. Beltran for winning the Emperor's Cup 145-pound 4-man tournament. Good showing by all those guys. And then on Saturday, we had the Fight to Win Nationals Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament. And as always, Seth's show pulled in a ton of people, had great attendance. No results in yet from that other than singular people posting on their Facebook pages. So stay tuned to the Fight to Win Facebook page for full results coming up soon.
Yeah, I got a chance to check kind of the tail end of that. I went over to watch the Absolutes. A couple buddies of mine were in it. Luis Eduardo Dentinho, guy from Brazil who's been up here for the last year or so working with Easton's, won the Absolute. He actually beat another one of our buddies, Cody Muma, out of Grudge and Rhino in the finals. It was a good match, but he got a little better with jiu-jitsu. Cody's a little more of a wrestler, so
right.
Dentinho had a little more technique there, but it was a good match. So great tournament overall.
Seth always does it upright, and he said that of all of the things that he does involved in combat athletics, throwing tournaments is his favorite. So, and we want to say congratulations to Colorado's Bobby Lashley for becoming the Shark Fights heavyweight champion with his win Friday night. And this is what we were alluding to earlier, gentlemen. He persevered through probably 5 or 6 different opponent changes before he stepped into the cage, went to work, and finally got the job done. So, again, Jared, what would it be like for you having that many opponent changes, even 3 or 4 of them being within the last week?
Yeah, I think once it gets to that point, you really just block out who you're fighting. I mean, you know, once it's less than a week or 2 to go for the fight, you don't really have time to game plan for a new opponent anyway. So, you know, you kind of just, again, at that point, just turn it on yourself, focus on what you need to do. I mean, obviously, Bobby Lashley knows his skill set. His wrestling is his main strength. So at that point, you just kind of dial in on what your skill set is. Say, all right, I'm going to make this into a wrestling match. I'm going to get on top position and, you know, try to ground it out. And whatever your skill set may be, that's kind of what you focus on. You can't really worry too much about, you know, who your opponent is at that point.
Great insight. Thank you. One other person we want to give our congratulations to is Colorado Team Wildman fighter Brian Baker. He's featured in the January 2012 issue of Ultimate MMA magazine. You can find his feature article on pages 64 and 65 of that issue. Something we want to make mention of, it's been brought up a couple times over the last few weeks, is Jared Mercado competes in New Jersey next week.
Yeah.
So, of course, we from MMA Buzz and the MMA Meltdown team want to wish you very well, sir, as you finally have a chance to take advantage of the opportunity to compete in front of your hometown friends and family.
Yeah, I
So
appreciate
best
that.
wishes for much success, sir.
I appreciate that. I'm, like as you said, I've been looking forward to it for a while, so I'm excited.
Jersey strong.
That's right.
I don't know who this Jared guy is. I've heard a little bit about him, but mostly that he spends a lot of time in the mirror and he relies a lot on double legs.
You have to look at yourself in the mirror, make sure you got your angry face ready, stare down pose.
Nice.
Oh, that's funny. I've tried to do the grr face and stare down, and I always just end up laughing. It never worked for me.
I have like the least intimidating angry face ever, so I just
the trick is
smile
you got to
during
go
stare
into the
downs.
situation with the stomach ache, because if you're fighting something back, it's going to show on your face. You got to be ruthless with it.
Jared just wants him to get lost in his dreamy eyes.
That's
we know.
right.
I don't know if you can
That's
see
right.
his face today, JR, but
Not so dreamy.
My teammates are banging me up. What the heck?
I bet you it's more damage you'll take more damage from your teammates than you're actually going to take in the fight.
That's the plan.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be. They got you ready. I know it, no doubt.
For sure.
All right. Well, one other thing we want to mention is Luke Henderson of Clever TV is putting the finishing touches on the 2011 Colorado MMA Awards ballot. Fan voting going to begin soon. So thanks to Mr. Henderson for all of his hard work in making the awards happen. I don't think anybody can understand how much time and effort he puts into this. It's really a tremendous amount of work that he does. So we want to be certain that he gets the recognition that he deserves for this.
Another guy that does a great job in Colorado. I mean, day in, day out. Fantastic.
I tried to make him a cake just to show him how thankful I was for the whole situation, but apparently he's allergic to a few of the ingredients I placed in there. So
So you ate it.
I guess hey, man, you gotta call me fat. This guy over here, Jay Merck. You just gonna laugh because you don't know what we said.
One other thing we want to be sure to mention is swing by the www.mmameltdown.us site in order to check out Matt the New Era Sierra's new article regarding conflicts that happen on the insides of the MMA game. Matt, why don't you give us a real quick breakdown of the article?
It really wasn't geared towards anybody specific, and I know, a lot of people might look at the situations that I'm in and the people that I hang around and are just the people I even know from working with the show. It's not about anybody specific, but it's basically just speaking to the fact that there's a lot of people in this game trying to wear the same hat, and when there's personal agendas in mind, some of the more important things are put aside, and again, it's more personal than business. So it was a really good article. I kind of flopped on it a few different times. At first, it was going to be about just the drama in MMA. Then it was going to be about how MMA was better than any other sport, and it just kind of evolved into this whole thing. But I appreciate the plug right there, JR. I mean, it was fun to write. Hopefully, it'll get some good reaction.
You bet. Well, check it out at mmameltdown.us, and that's it for this week's Inked Out Buzz Block, gentlemen. Thanks to our fans for tuning in, and we are Mile High Sports.
Thanks, JR.
Thanks, JR.
As always, JR is bringing the noise with the local scene, and I couldn't make it down to the last night's or Friday night's event. So thankfully he was there to give us all the breakdown information.
Great job as always.
Man, you guys are just horrible today. Man, so next segment we got coming up, we're going to break down the UFC on Fox. Was it a success? Was it a failure? What can be done next? After that, we got Jen Berg. We got Raquel Pennington coming in. But you are tuned in to the MMA Meltdown radio show here on Mile High Sports, AM 1510, FM 93.7.
Jeremy Bloom was eligible. 1510, 93.7. We are Mile High Sports.
When looking for the finest in Mexican cuisine, no one can top the Burrito King Tafolinos. Try our Chicken Mole Wednesdays or our famous smothered burritos while you cool off with an ice-cold margarita. Or do what MMA Meltdown does and conquer the Tafolinos Grande platter. So bring down the family and have a great Tafolinos family night out at one of our convenient locations in Golden on the corner of 20th and Youngfield, or check out our delicious menu at tafolinos.com. Tafolinos.
Science, the official energy drink of the UFC. Available at your local King Soopers, Loaf and Jug, Jenny's Market, Circle K convenience stores, and 7-Eleven.
Studio Vienna at Shred a New Look offers a full-service salon including customized sports injury massage treatments, full-service skincare treatments including waxing, makeup, and both hair and nail care. We offer services for both men and women, and all our services are fully customizable. We are located at 6050 West 92nd Avenue in Westminster, Colorado, or you can call us at 303-424-6461 for more information. Right now, we are offering 3 one-hour massage sessions, normally $195, now only $135. And you will get a free month of training at 303 Training Center, home of Dwayne Ludwig, with any purchase of $65 and more from Studio Vienna at Shred a New Look. Call us now, 303-424-6461.
If you're looking for ultimate relaxation, better performance and functionality, and a healthier you, then check out A Better Way to Feel. A Better Way to Feel offers clients an alternative solution to pain. Massage can help improve performance in athletes, allow for better functionality, increase recovery time from injuries, and more. Contact Maureen Reardon at 303-888-9516 or go to abetterwaytofeel.com. Maureen taught the massage program at Heritage College and has worked with the Colorado Rapids and MMA athletes. Mention this ad and save 20% off first-time services. A Better Way to Feel, an alternative solution to pain.
American Ground and Pound is what the red, white, and blue is all about. This Colorado-born fight gear company provides you with only the best in quality and value. Find our hats, hoodies, and tees for men, women, and youth at AmericanGroundandPound.com or at most Colorado-based MMA events. Show your pride in your country and the world's fastest-growing sport, MMA. Come join the American Ground and Pound Nation on Facebook by searching for American Ground and Pound. American Ground and Pound. Hell yeah, I'm an American.
The Colorado Fight Book is Colorado's only MMA coupon book for Colorado's MMA industry. We drive you new business, more exposure, more revenue, all at zero cost to advertisers. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter as we tweet local deals. Fight Book is a win-win situation for all Colorado MMA fans and businesses. We give you repetitive exposure to customers who are already interested in your product. Join the best gyms, events, clothing, and equipment suppliers and promoters in the state.
The best party in town also has the best sports in town, Fox and Hound. Catch all the gameplay action on their big screen TVs. Try all their mouth-watering appetizers and entrees. You'll score big with their selection of ice-cold beers on tap. Get into the Fox and Hound and get into the game. Looking for a great place for your holiday party? They got you covered. Hurry into their 4 Denver area locations today. Fox and Hound. Sports, spirits, and fun.
No doubt. To live and die in L.A., California. What you say about Los Angeles? Still the only place for me. It never rains in the sun. To live and die in L.A., where every day
now, see, when you come back from break to a song like that, it kind of doesn't even make me want to do the show anymore. Like, I just kind of want to just sit here. Groove. See, that's the age gap right here, Ron.
Yeah,
when you say you want to groove, it means something completely different to the kids these days.
It does.
This is family. It's family radio.
Yeah.
Let's keep it clean.
You got it. You got it.
On break, our girl Jen Berg. What up? High-fiving it. Came into the studio. What's going on, Jen?
Whole bunch of stuff going on.
You got to talk to the green dot.
All right, talking to the green dot now.
So
you see the microphone? You got to talk into it.
So yeah, Jared has a nice grasp on that thing. A little bit later, Jen Berg is going to allow us and our listeners the chance to give her a new name. And not just a new fight name, but a completely new name. Jen blankety blank blank blank.
That's right. We're going all brand new.
Wow. Man, that's going to be crazy. Wow. See how that is? That's how we roll.
I love it.
That's how MMA Meltdown rolls. That's the kind of access we get.
Surprise style.
Nice. J Merck's holding the mic. So let's talk a little bit of, a lot of it, if we can, as much as we can. UFC on Fox last night. Man, you know, Dana White said the entire time, what was it going to be 30 seconds or 15 minutes, but it's going to be a war. I thought the fight was stopped a little bit prematurely.
I don't think it was stopped prematurely. I think anytime you're face down, laid out with a heavyweight punching at your head, it's probably a good time to stop it.
You don't think the fact that it was a championship match first fight on Fox had any kind of
I mean, I think, you know, he got the benefit of the doubt initially. He got rocked. He got dropped. Dos Santos followed up, landed good shots, clearly hurt him. It looked like he went limp. He rolled over, and the ref saved him. I mean, no need to take unnecessary damage just because it's a title fight.
I agree. I thought he stopped it perfectly. You know, he was hurt. Clearly, he was hurt. Just like J-Mac said, you turn over and fight's over.
Yeah.
I mean, not much more you can do.
Now, a lot of what I've seen on the social media websites, just word of mouth, kind of talking to people about it, they don't really consider last night's fight a success in terms of its first airing on Fox. And I thought it was kind of the best way to bring it into new homes, because if you look at hardcore MMA fans, they can sit back and look at that fight and break it down like you guys just did. But if you take the typical, non-MMA fan, just kind of flipping it on, let's see what all this trouble is about. If they would have seen a hardcore match with blood everywhere and just a lot of violence that the sport can include, sometimes it may have turned them off right away.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I think maybe it was a nice, slow introduction into what the sport was about. I mean, it would have been awesome to have the co-main event there.
And let's say the ref didn't stop it and Dos Santos landed 5 more punches on Velasquez, and then he went completely unconscious and took 5 minutes to get brought back. I mean, would that have been better? Was that what people want? I don't think that would have been good to a casual person watching a fight for the first time. So.
I agree. I think, a lot of times you have to crawl before you can run, and that's a classic example. I think the lead-in stories that the UFC and Fox did together about the two fighters was really what was compelling and engaging about the show. I think that the fight was stopped very, perfectly, really. Any more damage or any kind of, hard, shocking type of visual, it could have been too much, especially in the beginning.
What do you think about the production of the whole thing? It was kind of cool. I didn't like the whole NFL music.
Yeah, I mean, I think
sport.
They'll find their own niche eventually, but I think they kind of wanted to go with what they know works already and people are comfortable with, and I think it's better than the current format that the UFC uses with the gladiator guy and the face the pain music and everything. So.
Change the pace?
Yeah, I think it's fine, and I think eventually they'll kind of find their own identity, but it was fine for a first time.
Now, when we made our picks, you picked Kane to win, right?
I did.
And I picked...
You picked Dos Santos, didn't you?
I did pick Dos Santos.
That's because you always just pick the opposite of me.
You know what? Next week, your bet was for you to come in a half fishnet shirt.
Oh, man.
You would like that.
I will gladly supply one of mine for him.
Boom, there it is.
Pictures?
There it is.
We need a photographer.
I already wear Jen's clothes anyway to train.
We're going to put that picture on ShareDog and MMA.tv, and that's going to be your fighter profile pic.
Hey, that'll help me stand out from other fighters. Huh?
And I will like it on Facebook.
I mean, when you got
How could you not?
When you got double legs like Jared, I mean, you can really wear whatever you want because he was going to say something to you.
When I said that I was wearing, a couple weeks back when I said I was wearing Jen's clothing to train, it was weird. I got a bunch of people liking my status, and then several men requesting pictures. So I was like,
You have nice soft
I'm not
features.
really, I'm not really reaching the right demographic.
It makes the transition a little
There was
easier.
no women who wanted to see pictures.
Those dreamy eyes that we were talking about.
Like crack is so bad. My phone has been blowing up with people just asking if I will share my clothes with them. So it's been pretty good for me too.
Man,
good little marketing.
We change
effort.
lives. That's what we do.
We do.
We change lives. So let's talk about what's next. Cain Velasquez. I don't know if you guys saw it, but Brock Lesnar was on the pre-fight special kind of talking it up. He had Cain winning the whole time, and he didn't really make it he made it known to everybody that he wanted a rematch.
Yeah.
One, I don't think Brock would have taken Cain again. One, I don't think Brock's going to get past Alistair. But JDS, how far can he go?
I think a lot of people kind of discredit Brock, and I don't want to say that I'm the biggest Brock fan, but I just think that American wrestling has such a prominent foothold in, fighting, and especially with big men. I mean, granted that they're big guys, of course, but I think that if Brock puts Alistair on his back, Alistair's going to have a hard time getting up.
Oh, yeah. I think people tend to make fight predictions based on emotion, and it's pretty clear people hate Brock Lesnar, so they're not even giving him a chance when, of course, Overeem can win too. He's a great fighter. He's got big power, but Brock has a clear path to victory as well. He's 100%. The better wrestler. He can put him on his back. We saw
keep him there.
Yeah, we saw him put Frank Mir, a very good black belt, on his back and pound him out, and people are acting like it's ridiculous that Brock has a chance in this fight.
Right,
and
that it was a fluke.
Yeah, that's what happens when you base your fight predictions on emotion. And
I'm not basing it off emotion. I'm
not saying you. I'm just saying
his health issues, though. You know what I mean?
No, not you specifically. I've just had a lot of conversations with people recently about the fight.
Too. I'll take it personal all day. I'll take it personal.
Yeah.
I'll slash tires.
Yeah,
I'll hit you when you're not looking.
angry.
I'll do whatever I got to do.
Y'all act like crack is so bad.
It's not bad at all.
Crack is whack.
I don't have a wrestling pedigree, so I'll do what I have to do to win. But in terms of Brock, I think he could be a lot more than what he's going to be because of his health issues. I'm just saying that. I mean, when you got to take so much time out of your training, out of something that your livelihood is supposed to be based on, I just don't think you're going to be as high of a success. The top 5 heavyweights were Kane, JDS, our boy Shane was rounding it out. Who was 4? Was it Alistair?
I thought Alistair, yeah.
Yeah, and the thing about Alistair being 4 is he's a champion.
Yeah.
He's a Strikeforce champion. So how he got in 4th behind Brock it was kind of a little bit confusing to me. But I don't know. I mean, I feel bad for Kane.
I don't. I mean, I think I think it's actually going to be probably one of the best things for his career. I think that you learn a lot from losses, but he's going to kind of prepare for the unexpected from now on. And I think in this business with 2 big guys like that, you're going to get clipped eventually, and that's what happened. I mean, I don't think it changes or detracts anything from Kane.
I mean, and the other thing is Kane coming into the fight at 9 fights.
Yeah.
So he's still not that experienced, and he's fighting another great fighter. Dos Santos has big powers, fast hands.
Yep.
So, I mean, you get clipped with those small gloves. That's why I'm happy I'm not a heavyweight, because those guys hit so hard. I mean, even little guys, you get clipped with the small glove, you go down.
Yeah.
So, you hit the right spot by anyone, you're going down, and
So, the co-main event, fight of the night, Bendo and Clay Guida. Craziness?
It was an awesome fight. Yeah.
Awesome fight. Yep.
Yeah, it was crazy. Kind of what you expected going in.
Now,
a little bit of everything.
Ben Henderson now gets a title shot. Clay Guida, how many more runs do you think he has at a title shot in him?
I mean, he's a crowd favorite, and he's an exciting fighter. I think he'll always kind of be around there, but I don't think he'll ever quite get to the top. I think there's some other guys who are just a little better than him, a little more skilled. But, he's still got a great place in the UFC. He'll fight on pay-per-views, make good money, put on exciting fights, and can't feel too bad for him.
And everybody loves him. I mean, everybody just loves him. So, how can he go wrong?
And, you guys talk about wrestling, involved in MMA. Another big factor of MMA is the stand-up boxing.
Yep.
And our boy Mike Alvarado from the 303 took his fight last night. So a huge congratulations to Mike Alvarado for winning his match. That dude's next few fights are going to be huge paydays for him. I mean, upper echelon of the game now.
Absolutely.
It's going to be crazy.
Absolutely.
You talked to Mike a little bit, haven't you?
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know that he was I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was a state champion wrestler as well.
Yeah, so, he was a very good wrestler.
His whole family,
his
whole family was wrestlers.
Fantastic,
Yeah.
and he's just one of those guys that he's never out of the fight. Period. No matter how slow the fight starts or how poor, how not poorly, but how slow he might start, because he is kind of known to be a little bit slower of a starter. But once the fight gets going and he gets the range and he feels comfortable, he's a handful.
Yeah, that was an awesome fight.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And Pac-Man, did he earn his win? Because I seen a little bit of
not to me
people going back and forth on that
See,
one.
I thought it was a really close fight that could have gone either way, and I don't have a problem with either guy winning. The only problem I had was people calling it like a robbery. I think people kind of use that word a little too liberally. I mean, it was a really close fight, and everyone. I'm not a boxing expert. I've watched, a good amount of boxing in my life, but I thought it was a really close fight. But a lot of the boxing experts said, could have gone either way. But in no way in my mind was it a robbery.
No. But I actually did think that Marquez won the fight. I mean, I had him ahead by a point.
Our boy Paulino Ibarra, hardcore Pac-Man fan, and he posted something. He said, he's not going to lie. He said that
Paulino was picking Marquez all the way up to the fight. How are you going to say?
And
he's a little biased.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah,
and then he's picking Mayweather to win the fight already.
I think everyone jumped ship on Pacquiao
Quick
now.
too, with it all.
Everyone's like, "Oh, Pacquiao killed Mayweather," and all of a sudden that fight happened. They're like, Mayweather.
Now let's talk about these close fights a little bit. I mean, you talk about NFL teams, really any professional sport, any sport period. You have your bad days.
Yep, that's all I think it was for Kane yesterday.
Was it the same for Pacquiao though?
No, they fought 3 times, and every fight's been really close. That's just style make fights. 2 great fighters, and Marquez the counter puncher.
Yep.
Pacquiao moves forward, and Marquez is able to land those clean punches. So,
and again, these guys are the best of the best. So it's not like you can really shine, so to speak, against a guy that's as good as you are. Really.
Yeah, I don't think it was a bad performance. It's just fighting another good fighter.
Right, a great fighter.
Now we may have time to get into a little bit later, but another big UFC news is our boy Chael Sonnen.
Chael, love him.
His mouth got him his fight. You think?
Yeah.
He deserves that fight.
Yeah, he's a great fighter, too. That's another guy where people start getting caught up in the emotions and kind of downplay his skills. I mean, you take out Nate Marquardt, Yushin Okami,
easily,
Dan Miller, Brian Stan in dominant fashion. You're a great fighter.
And
you know?
Stan is no joke. I mean,
no, he was knocking people out coming into that fight. So
absolutely. Yep.
Obviously the talk and the hype he provides is one of the main reasons he got the fight, but let's not discount his ability.
Timing, his career in the beginning stages of his career, he didn't really say much.
No.
He just kind of came in and did it and, was learning as he went. But, timing is everything, and he's really blossomed, I think.
And there's not really another clear contender standing out. I mean, Mark Munoz is kind of moving up, but I don't think, personally, I don't think he's ready for Anderson Silva.
Me
and
too.
I don't think he quite has. No, I don't think he has the following either to really promote that matchup the way it can be in maybe 2 more fights.
100% agreed. Yep.
Now, we already know Silva's a very dangerous individual, arguably the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. How much is Shale's antics going to influence his training for this particular camp? Because, I mean, he's already a danger. I mean, what more can he do just to end it quick?
Striking. I mean, right?
Well, I can't see Shale really standing up with him. I mean, obviously, I think.
Well, he did that the first fight. That was the most shocking part about the fight is how he clipped Anderson a couple times and nearly dropped him. But
you think he'll try the same thing?
No.
I think
don't either.
I think his game plan will be similar in terms of most of the rest of the fight, where he's just trying to get it to the ground and ground and pound and avoid the submissions. But I don't know. We'll see.
His strength is clearly his wrestling, and Anderson, I think, is going to really have to, deal with that in probably even in a bigger way than before. I just think that Anderson's going to, the chance for Anderson to win that fight is clearly through striking.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't outstrike Chael, I think Chael's going to really put it on him this time. I actually think that Anderson's a little bit, scared. I really do.
I think the whole lose and you're out situation is out the window too.
Yeah.
I mean,
he said Anderson didn't accept the challenge, so the offer's off the table.
Yeah, I'm sure
every offer expires.
Yeah, I'm sure that guy. Hopefully, we'll get him on the show again. We've had him on the show. We've had Shale on the show twice, and it's been a blast talking to him. Coming up here, the remaining of the show next, we're going to talk to Jen Bergen. Just to clarify, Jen is not just looking for a nickname. Jen is looking for a nickname and a last name. It's going to be a professional name. It's not uncommon for any entertainer, and that's what fighters are basically as entertainers, to come up with the stage name.
Wow.
And I'm saying it could all be one name. They don't need to be 2 separate. I could just be a one-name winner.
Settle down, Madonna.
Like a Brazilian, soccer star.
Settle down. He's got Pele and all these
Gentinho over here.
How do you say ice in Portuguese?
All right. Well, it's going to be a great show. We got Jen Berg coming up. You're listening to the MMA Meltdown radio show on Mile High Sports, AM 1510, FM 93.7.
We wouldn't want to play for the Colts either. We are Mile High Sports.
When looking for the finest in Mexican cuisine, no one can top the Burrito King Tafolinos. Try our Chicken Mole Wednesdays or our famous smothered burritos while you cool off with an ice-cold margarita. Or do what MMA Meltdown does and conquer the Tafolinos Grande platter. So bring down the family and have a great Tafolinos family night out at one of our convenient locations in Golden on the corner of 20th and Youngfield, or check out our delicious menu at tafolinos.com. Tafolinos.
Science, the official energy drink of the UFC. Available at your local King Soopers, Loaf and Jug, Jenny's Market, Circle K convenience stores, and 7-Eleven.
The Colorado Fight Book is Colorado's only MMA coupon book for Colorado's MMA industry. We drive you new business, more exposure, more revenue, all at zero cost to advertisers. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter as we tweet local deals. Fightbook is a win-win situation for all Colorado MMA fans and businesses. We give you repetitive exposure to customers who are already interested in your product. Join the best gyms, events, clothing, and equipment suppliers and promoters in the state.
The best party in town also has the best sports in town, Fox and Hound. Catch all the gameplay action on their big screen TVs. Try all their mouth-watering appetizers and entrees. You'll score big with their selection of ice-cold beers on tap. Get into the Fox and Hound and get into the game. Looking for a great place for your holiday party? They got you covered. Hurry into their 4 Denver area locations today. Fox and Hound. Sports, spirits, and fun.
December 17th at 2 p.m., Rocky Mountain Bad Boys, The Beatdown, and American Ground and Pound present Proving Grounds, The Road to Redemption, a benefit for the Thomas Jefferson Wrestling Team. The main event features Jen Little Ice Berg and Stephanie the Scrapper Skinner. Tickets start at just $25. Available at Thomas Jefferson High School and Ticketmaster. Proving Grounds, The Road to Redemption, brought to you by Rocky Mountain Bad Boys, The Beatdown, and American Ground and Pound. Hell yeah, I'm an American.
Lift, kickbox, swim, and save at the brand new Valley Sport Club in Aurora, opening this December. Join before the club opens and save big with our founding member rates. Hurry into the existing Valley Total Fitness at 13801 East Exposition Avenue in Aurora to join the new Valley Sport and save big today. Restrictions apply. Hurry, offer ends 11/30/2011. Lift, kickbox, swim, and save at the brand new Valley Sport Club in Aurora, opening this December.
Your ticket to the best sports in Denver.
Score! The Avs kicking at the can 5-6 times down low.
We watch Super Joe score a goal and then go beat up Doug Gilmore.
How do you like them apples, Gilmore?
We love them apples, Gilmore. We wanted Billy Martin fired when he managed the Denver Bears. We know what's 1/2 mile east of I-25 on Arapahoe Road at Emporia Street. We are Mile High Sports.
Would you like to train with legends such as UFC and Pride heavyweight champion Antonio Nogueira, Jeremy Horn, Royce Gracie, Dan Severn, and more? Then Mile High MMA Network is for you. Mile High MMA Network is where fighters and fans come together for your seminar needs. If you're interested in teaching or attending one of our seminars, contact Jeff at 719-623-9504 or go to MileHighMMANetwork.com. Again, that's MileHighMMANetwork.com.
Living down LA, California. What you say about Los Angeles? Still the only place for me that never rains. To living down LA, where every day.
Now, see, when you come back from break to a song like that, it kind of doesn't even make me want to do the show anymore. Like, I just kind of want to just sit here.
Groove.
See, that's the age gap right here, Ron.
Yeah,
when you
I
say
can
you
tell.
want to groove, it means something completely different to the kids these days.
It does.
This
man,
is
it
family.
does.
It's family radio.
Yeah.
Let's keep it clean.
You got it. You got it.
On break, our girl Jen Berg, what up? High-fiving it. Came into the studio. What's going on, Jen?
Whole bunch of stuff going on.
You got to talk to the green dot.
All right, talking to the green dot now.
So
You see the microphone? You got to talk into it.
So yeah, Jared has a nice grasp on that thing. A little bit later, Jen Berg is going to allow us and our listeners the chance to give her a new name. And not just a new fight name, but a completely new name. Jen blankety blank blank blank.
That's right. We're going all brand new.
Man, that's going to be crazy.
Wow.
See how that is? That's how we roll.
I love it.
That's
I
how
love
MMA Meltdown rolls. That's the kind of access we get.
Surprise style.
Nice. Jay Merck's holding the mic. So let's talk a little bit of, a lot of it, if we can, as much as we can. UFC on Fox last night. Man, you know, Dana White said the entire time, what was it going to be 30 seconds or 15 minutes, but it's going to be a war. I thought the fight was stopped a little bit prematurely.
I don't think it was stopped prematurely. I think anytime you're face down, laid out with a heavyweight punching at your head, probably a good time to stop it.
You don't think the fact that it was a championship match first fight on Fox had any kind of
I mean, I think, he got the benefit of the doubt initially. He got rocked. He got dropped. Dos Santos followed up, landed good shots, clearly hurt him. It looked like he went limp. He rolled over, and the ref saved him. I mean, no need to take unnecessary damage just because it's a title fight.
I agree. I thought he stopped it perfectly. He was hurt. Clearly, he was hurt. Just like J-Mac said, you turn over and fight's over.
Yeah.
I mean, not much more you can do.
Now, a lot of what I've seen on the social media websites, just word of mouth, kind of talking to people about it, they don't really consider last night's fight a success in terms of its first airing on Fox. And I thought it was kind of the best way to bring it into new homes, because if you look at hardcore MMA fans, they can sit back and look at that fight and break it down like you guys just did. But if you take the typical, non-MMA fan, just kind of flipping it on, let's see what all this trouble is about, if they would have seen a hardcore match with blood everywhere and just a lot of violence that the sport can include, sometimes it may have turned them off right away.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I think maybe it was a nice, slow introduction into what the sport was about. I mean, it would have been awesome to have the co-main event there.
And let's say the ref didn't stop it and Dos Santos landed 5 more punches on Velasquez, and then he went completely unconscious and took 5 minutes to get brought back. I mean, would that have been better? Was that what people want? You know, I don't think that would have been good to a casual person watching a fight for the first time.
I agree. I think, a lot of times you have to crawl before you can run, and that's a classic example. I think the lead-in stories that the UFC and Fox did together about the two fighters was really what was compelling and engaging about the show. I think that the fight was stopped very, perfectly, really. Any more damage or any kind of, hard, shocking type of visual, it could have been too much, especially in the beginning.
What do you think about the production of the whole thing? It was kind of cool. I didn't like the whole NFL music.
Yeah, I mean, I think
sport.
they'll find their own niche eventually, but I think they kind of wanted to go with what they know works already and people are comfortable with. And I think it's better than the current format that the UFC uses with the gladiator guy and the face the pain music and everything. So that's
Change
fine.
the pace.
Yeah, I think it's fine, and I think eventually they'll kind of find their own identity. But it was fine for a first time.
Now, when we made our picks, you picked Kane to win, right?
I did.
And I picked.
You picked Dos Santos, didn't you?
I did pick Dos Santos.
That's because you always just pick the opposite of me.
You know what? Next week, your bet was for you to come in a half fishnet shirt.
Oh man,
you would like that.
I will gladly supply one of mine for him.
Boom! There it is.
Pictures.
There it is.
We need a photographer.
I already wear Jen's clothes anyway to train.
We're gonna put that picture on ShareDog and MMA.tv, and that's gonna be your fighter profile pic.
Hey, that'll help me stand out from other fighters. Huh?
And I will like it on Facebook.
I mean, when you got
how could you not?
When you got double legs like Jared, I mean, you can really wear whatever you want because he was gonna say something to you.
When I said that I was wearing a couple weeks back, when I said I was wearing Jen's clothing to train, it was weird. I got a bunch of people liking my status, and then several men requesting pictures. So I was like,
You have nice soft
I'm not
features.
really, yeah, I'm not really reaching the right demographic.
It makes the transition a little.
There was
easier.
no women who wanted to see pictures.
Those dreamy eyes that we were talking about.
Like crack is so bad. My phone has been blowing up with people just asking if I will share my clothes with them. So it's been pretty good for me too.
Man,
good little marketing.
We change
effort.
lives. That's what we do.
We
here.
do.
We change lives. So let's talk about what's next. Cain Velasquez. I don't know if you guys saw it, but Brock Lesnar was on the pre-fight special, kind of talking it up. He had Cain winning the whole time, and he didn't really make it. He made it known to everybody that he wanted a rematch.
Yeah.
One, I don't think Brock would have taken Cain again. One, I don't think Brock is going to get past Alistair. But JDS, how far can he go?
I think a lot of people kind of discredit Brock, and I don't want to say that I'm the biggest Brock fan, but I just think that American wrestling has such a prominent foothold in fighting. And especially with big men. I mean, granted that they're big guys, of course. But I think that if Brock puts Alistair on his back, Alistair's going to have a hard time getting up.
Oh, yeah. I think people tend to make fight predictions based on emotion, and it's pretty clear people hate Brock Lesnar, so they're not even giving him a chance when, of course, Overeem can win, too. He's a great fighter. He's got big power, but Brock has a clear path to victory as well. He's 100%. The better wrestler. He can put him on his back. We saw him there. Yeah, we saw him put Frank Mir, a very good black belt, on his back and pound him out. And people are acting like it's ridiculous that Brock has a chance in this fight.
Right,
and
it was a fluke.
Yeah, that's what happens when you base your fight predictions on emotion. And
I'm not basing it off emotion. I'm
not saying you. I'm just
his
saying
health issues, though. You know what I mean?
No, not you specifically. I've just had a lot of conversations with people recently about the fight.
I'll take it personal all day. I'll take it personal.
Yeah.
I'll slash tires.
Yeah,
I'll hit you when you're not
angry.
looking. I'll do whatever I got to do. I don't.
Y'all act like crack is so bad.
It's not bad at all.
Crack is whack.
I don't have a wrestling pedigree, so I'll do what I have to do to win. But in terms of Brock, I think he could be a lot more than what he's going to be because of his health issues. I'm just saying that. I mean, when you got to take so much time out of your training, out of something that your livelihood is supposed to be based on, I just don't think you're going to be as high of a success. The top 5 heavyweights were Cain, JDS, our boy Shane was rounding it out. Who was 4? Was it Alistair?
I thought Alistair, yeah.
Yeah, and the thing about Alistair being 4 is he's a champion.
Yeah.
He's a Strikeforce champion. So how he got in 4th behind Brock it was kind of a little bit confusing to me, but I don't know. I mean, I feel bad for Cain.
I don't. I mean, I think I think it's actually going to be probably one of the best things for his career. I think that you learn a lot from losses, but he's going to kind of prepare for the unexpected from now on. And I think in this business with 2 big guys like that, you're going to get clipped eventually, and that's what happened. I mean, I don't think it changes or detracts anything from Cain.
I mean, and the other thing is Cain coming into the fight at 9 fights. So he's still not that experienced, and he's fighting another great fighter. Dos Santos has big powers, fast hands. So, I mean, you get clipped with those small gloves. That's why I'm happy I'm not a heavyweight, because those guys hit so hard. I mean, even little guys, you get clipped with the small glove, you go down.
Yeah.
So, you hit in the right spot by anyone, you're going down, and
So, the co-main event, fight of the night, Bendo and Clay Guida. Craziness?
It was an awesome fight, yeah.
Awesome fight. Yep.
Yeah, it was crazy. Kind of what you expected going in,
Now,
a little bit of everything.
Ben Henderson now gets a title shot. Clay Guida, how many more runs do you think he has at a title shot in him?
I mean, he's a crowd favorite, and he's an exciting fighter. I think he'll always kind of be around there, but I don't think he'll ever quite get to the top. I think there's some other guys who are just a little better than him, a little more skilled. But, he's still got a great place in the UFC. He'll fight on pay-per-views, make good money, put on exciting fights, and can't feel too bad for him.
And everybody loves him. I mean,
Yeah,
everybody just loves him. So, how can he go wrong?
And, you guys talk about wrestling, involved in MMA. Another big factor of MMA is the stand-up boxing.
Yep.
And our boy Mike Alvarado from the 303 took his fight last night. So
Yeah.
a huge congratulations to Mike Alvarado for winning his match. That dude's next few fights are going to be huge paydays for him. I mean, upper echelon of the game now.
Absolutely.
It's going to be crazy.
Absolutely.
You talked to Mike a little bit, haven't you?
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know that he was I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was a state champion wrestler as well.
Yeah,
so,
he was a very good wrestler.
His whole
good
family,
wrestler.
his whole family was wrestlers.
Fantastic,
Yeah.
and he's just one of those guys that he's never out of the fight. Period. No matter how slow the fight starts or how poor, how not poorly, but how slow he might start, because he is kind of known to be a little bit slower of a starter. But once the fight gets going and he gets the range and he feels comfortable, he's a handful.
Yeah, that was an awesome fight. So.
And Pac-Man, did he earn his win? Because I seen a little bit of
not to me
people going back and forth on that
See,
one.
I thought it was a really close fight that could have gone either way, and I don't have a problem with either guy winning. The only problem I had was people calling it like a robbery. I think people kind of use that word a little too liberally. I mean, it was a really close fight, and everyone. I'm not a boxing expert. I've watched, a good amount of boxing in my life, but I thought it was a really close fight. But a lot of the boxing experts said, could have gone either way. But in no way in my mind was it a robbery.
No. But I actually did think that Marquez won the fight. I mean, I had him ahead by a point.
Our boy Paulino Ibarra, hardcore Pac-Man fan, and he posted something. He said, he's not going to lie. He said that
Paulino was picking Marquez all the way up to the fight. How are you going to say?
And then
he's a little biased.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah,
and then he's picking Mayweather to win the fight already.
I think everyone jumped ship on Pacquiao
Quick,
now.
too, with
Like,
it all.
everyone's like, "Oh, Pacquiao killed Mayweather," and all of a sudden that fight happened. Like Mayweather.
Now let's talk about these close fights a little bit. I mean, you talk about NFL teams, really any professional sport, any sport period. You have your bad days.
Yep, that's all I think it was for Kane yesterday.
Was it the same for Pacquiao though?
No, they fought 3 times, and every fight's been really close. That's just style make fights. 2 great fighters, and Marquez the counter puncher. Pacquiao moves forward, and Marquez is able to land those clean punches. So,
and again, these guys are the best of the best. So it's not like you can really shine, so to speak, against a guy that's as good as you are. Really.
Yeah, I don't think it was a bad performance. It's just fighting another good fighter.
Right, a great fighter.
Now we may have time to get into a little bit later, but another big UFC news is our boy Chael Sonnen.
Chael, love him.
His mouth got him his fight. You think?
Yeah.
He deserves that fight.
Yeah, he's a great fighter, too. That's another guy where people start getting caught up in the emotions and kind of downplay his skills. I mean, you take out Nate Marquardt, Yushin Okami, Dan Miller, Brian Stan in dominant fashion. You're a great fighter.
And Stan is no joke. I mean,
no, he was knocking people out coming into that fight. So,
absolutely. Yep.
Obviously, the talk and the hype he provides is one of the main reasons he got the fight, but let's not discount his ability.
Timing, his career in the beginning stages of his career, he didn't really say much.
No.
He just kind of came in and did it and, was learning as he went. But, timing is everything, and he's really blossomed, I think.
And there's not really another clear contender.
I agree.
I mean,
I
Mark
agree.
Munez is kind of moving up, but I don't think, personally, I don't think he's ready for Anderson Silva.
Me too.
I don't think he quite has. No, I don't think he has the following either to really promote that matchup the way it can be in maybe 2 more fights.
100% agreed. Yep.
Now, we already know Silva's a very dangerous individual, arguably the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. How much is Chael's antics going to influence his training for this particular camp? Because, I mean, he's already a danger. I mean, what more can he do just to end it quick?
Striking. I mean, right?
Well, I mean, I can't see Shale really standing up with him. I mean, obviously, I think.
Well,
Shale's gonna try to
did
throw-
that. The first fight that was the most shocking part about the fight is how he clipped Anderson a couple times and nearly dropped him. But
you think he'll try the same thing?
No. I think
don't either.
I think his game plan will be similar in terms of most of the rest of the fight, where he's just trying to get it to the ground and ground and pound and avoid the submissions. But I don't know. We'll see.
His strength is clearly his wrestling, and Anderson, I think, is going to really have to, deal with that and probably even in a bigger way than before. I just think that Anderson's going to, the chance for Anderson to win that fight is clearly through striking.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't outstrike Chael, I think Chael's going to really put it on him this time. I actually think that Anderson's a little bit, scared. I really do.
I think the whole lose and you're out situation is out the window too.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, he said Anderson didn't accept the challenge, so the offer's off the table.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Every offer expires.
Yeah, I'm sure that guy. Hopefully, we'll get him on the show again. We've had him on the show. We've had Shale on the show twice, and it's been a blast talking to him. Coming up here, the remaining of the show next, we're going to talk to Jen Bergen. Just to clarify, Jen is not just looking for a nickname. Jen is looking for a nickname and a last name. It's going to be a professional name. It's not uncommon for any entertainer, and that's what fighters are basically, as entertainers, to come up with the stage name.
Wow.
And I'm saying it could all be one name. They don't need to be two separate. I could just be a one-name
Settle
winner.
down, Madonna.
Like a Brazilian, soccer star.
Settle down. He's got Pele and all these
Gentinho over here.
How do you say ice in Portuguese?
All right. Well, it's going to be a great show. We got Jen Berg coming up. You're listening to the MMA Meltdown radio show on Mile High Sports, AM 1510, FM 93.7.
We wouldn't want to play for the Colts either. We are Mile High Sports.
When looking for the finest in Mexican cuisine, no one can top the Burrito King Tafolinos. Try our Chicken Mole Wednesdays or our famous smothered burritos while you cool off with an ice-cold margarita. Or do what MMA Meltdown does and conquer the Tafolinos Grande platter. So bring down the family and have a great Tafolinos family night out at one of our convenient locations in Golden on the corner of 20th and Youngfield, or check out our delicious menu at tafolinos.com. Tafolinos.
Science, the official energy drink of the UFC. Available at your local King Soopers, Loaf and Jug, Jenny's Market, Circle K convenience stores, and 7-Eleven.
The Colorado Fight Book is Colorado's only MMA coupon book for Colorado's MMA industry. We drive you new business, more exposure, more revenue, all at zero cost to advertisers. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter as we tweet local deals. Fightbook is a win-win situation for all Colorado MMA fans and businesses. We give you repetitive exposure to customers who are already interested in your product. Join the best gyms, events, clothing, and equipment suppliers and promoters in the state.
The best party in town also has the best sports in town, Fox and Hound. Catch all the gameplay action on their big screen TVs. Try all their mouth-watering appetizers and entrees. You'll score big with their selection of ice-cold beers on tap. Get into the Fox and Hound and get into the game. Looking for a great place for your holiday party? They got you covered. Hurry into their 4 Denver area locations today. Fox and Hound. Sports, spirits, and fun.
December 17th at 2 p.m., Rocky Mountain Bad Boys, The Beatdown, and American Ground and Pound present Proving Grounds, The Road to Redemption, a benefit for the Thomas Jefferson Wrestling Team. The main event features Jen Little Ice Berg and Stephanie the Scrapper Skinner. Tickets start at just $25. Available at Thomas Jefferson High School and Ticketmaster. Proving Grounds, The Road to Redemption. Brought to you by Rocky Mountain Bad Boys, The Beatdown, and American Ground and Pound. Hell yeah, I'm an American.
Lift, kickbox, swim, and save at the brand new Valley Sport Club in Aurora, opening this December. Join before the club opens and save big with our founding member rates. Hurry into the existing Valley Total Fitness at 13801 East Exposition Avenue in Aurora to join the new Valley Sport and save big today. Restrictions apply. Hurry, offer ends 11/30/2011. Lift, kickbox, swim, and save at the brand new Valley Sport Club in Aurora, opening this December.
Your ticket to the best sports in Denver.
Score! The Avs kicking at the can. 5-6 times down low.
We watch Super Joe score a goal and then go beat up Doug Gilmore.
How do you like them apples, Gilmore?
We love them apples, Gilmore. We wanted Billy Martin fired when he managed the Denver Bears. We know what's 1/2 mile east of I-25 on Arapahoe Road at Emporia Street. We are Mile High Sports.
Would you like to train with legends such as UFC and Pride heavyweight champion Antonio Nogueira, Jeremy Horn, Hoist Gracie, Dan Severn, and more? Then Mile High MMA Network is for you. Mile High MMA Network is where fighters and fans come together for your seminar needs. If you're interested in teaching or attending one of our seminars, contact Jeff at 719-623-9504 or go to MileHighMMANetwork.com. Again, that's MileHighMMANetwork.com.
Just waking up in the morning, gotta thank God. I don't
Nice.
know, but today seems kinda
Jay
odd.
Merck is over here doing the Crip Walk. Welcome
Right.
back to the MMA Meltdown radio show. It's about to get crazy.
Crazy.
Jen, old Jen, little iceberg. New Jen, blankety blank, blank blank. What's going on?
All kinds of things. What's going on with you?
Man, I'm just trying to keep up with all these posts trying to change your name. It doesn't seem like a lot of people want you to change your name, Jen.
Well, that's really too bad.
I think a lot of people are aware already without having to go crazy with it. Why? We're getting into it. But let's hear a few of your ideas. You got anything? You're already trying to be a one-name wonder.
Do I have any idea? My ideas are totally endless, but I'm actually wanting to hear what your guys' ideas are so that we can see what we see.
You enjoying that, Zions?
I'm loving.
We're
the
all
Zions right now.
getting our Zions on right now. The official drink of the UFC and the official drink of the MMA Meltdown radio show.
For sure.
I don't know. I really, you're such a favorite in Colorado that it's kind of messing with something that really doesn't need to be messed with. I mean, I get your workings behind it and the reason behind it, but Jen Little Ice, you might just want to stick with that and just drop that last part. I mean, that's my idea. I mean, you're already tagged there, and then that way you don't have to go back and get all these pictures redone and these posters all settled.
But that's the beautiful part of it. I'm all about starting over. I'm all about the new era, all about the
new era.
Let's do it all new this time.
Oh, new era. There's a plug.
Jen, New Era, Sierra.
So let's.
No, I mean, really, in all seriousness, obviously this is a big transition for my life, and I feel like it really does mark the start of a whole new era. And for me, I'll be a whole new fighter in there. I'm going to be totally different in a lot of different ways. I have a lot of new things going on, and I just want a new reflection of that. I want to start new, brand new, superstar style.
So before we get, because you got a fight coming up as well, but before we get into that, second little footnote of your whole purpose of being here, fellow Grudge member Tito Solis, Jen York the Dork.
Somebody's
Sounds
getting
like an inside
mouth
joke.
punched
It does
over
sound
that.
like a little inside thing.
What was that name again? I missed that.
York the Dork. It does have a nice Dr. Seussish feel to it.
And I am a
Seussish.
pretty big dork, but come on, guys, let's be serious.
Jenny from the block.
There's kind of a.
We've been playing around with that one a little bit.
We have. You are from New York, too.
I am
so.
from New York.
Oh, that might have to be it then.
And the block.
I had a whole line of reasons for that one not to be approved, but I mean, if you're from New York, then go with it. Taylor Cruz says, Jen the Solid Chin. Kind of sticking with the whole, I'm not going to need a last name, just my first name and whatever my nickname thing is.
But, okay, we
What's
need
your
to,
driver's license going to say? Really?
Oh, no, I'm, totally dead serious. I will go one name style on my driver's license.
McLovin all day?
I will make it official, legal style.
Muhammad's the most popular name in the country or in the world. Read a book.
So we'll just call her Muhammad
Let's
now?
call her Muhammad. Jen Muhammad. You're never going to forget it.
I don't know.
And when you look at fight posters, you're going to double take all
Come
the time.
on now, I'm unforgettable no matter what, so it really doesn't matter what we make the
Wow.
name say.
We were already tight in terms of space in this particular room here. I mean, with your head getting any bigger, we're going to have to kick somebody out. I mean, Jay Merck only takes up 4.2 feet of the space, but still,
Wow.
it's something we have to keep in mind. You got any ideas, Merck? I mean, you work with her all the time.
I've thrown out hundreds of ideas. Most of them have been denied. So.
All right. Well, fans, keep them coming. If you want to give us a call with any of your suggestions, do it at 303-297-1510. But right now, let's get into a little bit more of important business. Jen? Jen?
Serious style. Let's go.
Just Jen.
We'll go with Just Jen for right now.
Okay.
Just Jen?
Just Jen.
Is that your suggestion? Just Space Jen or just Jen?
Just Jen.
One thing.
You're confusing me now. All right.
Okay, me and Jay Money got it. We're fine.
I think you have too many inside jokes with too many people. You're starting to alienate your fan base.
You seem jealous.
Well, it's because I am. I'm not trying to hide it.
Better do something about that then.
December 17th, the Proving Grounds. American Ground and Pound in conjunction with Rocky Mountain Bad Boys. You're facing Stephanie Skinner from Cereal Box. What's going on with that? You fought her before, no?
I did. I actually made my pro debut against her.
And the result was?
Broken face winner.
And the result's going to be?
Wow, broken face winner.
Same thing.
Broken face winner.
Impressive.
Now, obviously when you have a fight coming up, there's certain things you like to do to prepare for that fight. Given the fact you've already beaten her one time, are you kind of not necessarily relaxing about it too much, but are you more focusing on the basics, the fundamentals?
Like I said before, it's definitely a new era for me. So regardless of the fact that I have fought her before, regardless of the outcome, I'm just going balls to the wall, trying to be the best that I can be. And I really do feel like this title for the fight show, Proving Grounds, couldn't be more perfect because I feel like I do have a lot to prove right now. And mostly, I don't know, I just feel like I'm on a mission. So it really doesn't matter to me who I get in there with, whether I've faced them before, never faced them before. I mean, to me, this is just all about making a statement. Start this whole new...
I know you've been working a little more on your wrestling with this new wrestling coach, and I heard he's really, really good. So
he happens to be pretty much the bomb.com.
Are we talking about that same wrestling coach who enjoys double-legging guys who are 116 pounds?
And me.
Whenever there's a camera on, I try to find the smallest person around and double leg them.
There's nothing wrong with strategy. You know what I mean? You got to do what you got to do.
Absolutely.
But the whole fight is for a great cause. It's for the TJ High School wrestling team. Mike from American Ground and Pound, obviously very close. He's an employee of the school. But the card as a whole, it's going to be a little bit different because it's actually during the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is great because that same night is going to be a Ring of Fire card. So, it's going to be a packed MMA night.
Does that affect ticket sales at all, or is it harder to get people to come out during the day?
I've actually never fought under this scenario before, so I think that it will be interesting to see. But I think, honestly, the fact that one's during the day, one's in the nighttime, one is a charity event, one's Ring of Fire, I'm hoping that there will be a way for it to all work out.
But you fought on the
gloriously.
Grizzly Rose venue before, right, during the day? Wasn't the one fight during the day?
I fought for them a couple times, and I think just one of them have been during the day.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if getting people to come out during the day was any different from getting people to come out at night.
Shoot, if I'm on the card, they'll come anyway.
Okay.
There it is.
Her fan base is solid no matter what.
And it's at the Grizzly Rose. I will tell you right now.
Yeah, we'll stay after and do a little two-step.
Right now, I might be Hispanic, but I do not own any cowboy boots, hats, or flannel T-shirts. But that night, it's the Grizzly Rose. I think you got to rock something. Maybe not.
It doesn't even matter.
I'd love to see you with a cowboy hat on.
Yeah? We'll have to make that a bet some point in between now and the fight. Again, Proving Grounds, December 17th at the Grizzly Rose in conjunction with American Ground and Pound for the Thomas Jefferson High School wrestling team.
And I'm totally willing to offer you any of my clothes, Grizzly Rose style, that you need that night.
I'm not completely buff yet, thanks to Jay Mark
On the
and
way.
his home videos.
You're one stripe wipe out now.
Yeah,
By
you like
3
that?
stripes, I think you're going to be fitting in the Jen's clothes.
Yikes. I can't even say nothing. Then I'll be just like you. And that's not necessarily a bad thing.
That'd be a great thing. Let's focus on Jen, though. Let's talk about the actual fight. You fought the girl before. Have you had a chance to see her fight recently, see if she's had any developments in her style or skill set, anything like that?
Right after me, she fought Diana Real. And I think that was 3 or 4 weeks after I fought her originally. So it's been a while. I don't believe she's had any fights since then. And no, I have not seen anything about her, seen her train, nothing. I mean, she's a tough girl. I like her a lot on a personal level. But really, like I said, to me, if my head's on straight and with the way that I've been training, it really doesn't matter. It's a donedeal.com anyway, so.
Donedeal.com.
You talked about it being a new chapter. In terms of actually, changing up your game or anything like that, or, just correcting some mistakes you've had in the last fights, what can we expect out of you to see a different fighter? And is it just mental or is it physical? What's going on there?
I think mostly it's a mental thing for me. I think that when I first came out on the scene, my style is pretty specific. It's pretty memorable. I like to go balls to the wall no matter what. I like to be the Terminator and walk through anything. And I think that that is pretty typical of me in general and how I train on a regular basis. But I think in terms of performance-wise under the lights the last couple months, I think, obviously my whole mental thing has been a little bit different. So mostly that's what I've been focusing on. I mean, obviously I am incredibly lucky to have the team that I have and the coaches that I have. So I feel like I've made some huge improvements over the last, I don't know, I would even say 18 months. I think that I just continue to grow as a fighter, and I think that I'm just ready to put it all together and make it happen.
How difficult is it to continue on the path? Because, again, you've never really strayed from what it is that you're doing right now. And it's kind of along the same lines that Jared asked, but how difficult is it for you to maintain that type of focus when you got all these other distractions outside of the gym?
I would love to say not at all. I am pretty cutthroat. I am pretty focused. I'm really disciplined, and I really, I'm a trailblazer. It's hard to get me off of my path. But I think that I've learned that there's some things that I need to do extra style just to make sure that I'm keeping myself in the right mind frame and not letting things kind of creep in. But I think that I have it figured out pretty well so far.
Jen, let me ask you a quick question about timing. We were talking about it earlier. Do you think that timing plays a big deal into the maturation of a fighter? And regardless if it's male or female, I mean.
Timing in what sense of the word?
Meaning being able to finally kind of put all your tools together to make everything flow in a fight as opposed to just, executing techniques in a fight.
I do. I think that that's probably a big component, but I think that there's also so many external factors that it's hard to you really don't get to control what happens when you get in there. There are certain things that you can do to set yourself up for success. But timing-wise, yeah, I think it definitely depends. Each person's on their own emotional journey. Each person is on their own physical journey. And I think if you can get those things to start to come together and you really know who you are as a person inside and out and how to manage that, then it becomes a whole new thing.
How's your body feeling right now? I mean, obviously, we were in the gym watching you and Jay Murk and a lot of the other guys in the gym. And
Duke it out.
You guys take a beating. I mean, right now, physically, you good?
I actually feel like $1 million right now. I feel like I'm stronger than I've ever been. I feel like my body is recovering better than it ever has. And that's something that I really do take very seriously in terms of my sleep, my diet, my recovery. I feel like that's just my #1 priority right now. And I mean, I feel amazing.
Yeah, Jen's definitely one of the people that you don't have to worry about coming in shape or anything like that. She, helps myself and a lot of other guys at Grudge with their weight cuts and diets and everything like that. So you're feeling good to go. So yeah, that's never something you have to worry about there. She'll be coming into the fight, 100%.
Well, you are tuned in to the MMA Meltdown radio show here on Mile High Sports, AM 1510, FM 93.7, where we are Mile High Sports. If you go through a rigorous training session and you're beat up, bruises, broken bones, whatever the case may be, go check out Shred a New Look at 6050 West 92nd Avenue, right next door to the 303 Training Center. Ask for Bettina, tell them MMA Meltdown sent you, and they'll take care of you. What's going on, Merk? You got something to say?
I just wanted to keep talking to Jen.
Talk to her, bro. We got 3 minutes before the segment.
I see Jen about 7 days a week, maybe 6.
I don't think you guys get enough quality time.
We hang out about 8 hours a day, but one of the things.
Sometimes 12.
One of the things we talked about before is you mentioned you get frustrated at times when people talk to you about women's MMA and if you feel any pressure or anything like that representing women. But I think it's almost impossible to avoid that type of discussion. And it can be great and it can be bad for you. The great side of things is, you're going to get opportunities that someone like myself may not. You're obviously easy on the eyes. You can get things for modeling and photo shoots, everything that you got going on like that's going to open up doors for you. But at the same time, I imagine there's, a lot of annoying questions at time when people see this 100-pound female who, seems all sweet, and then you tell them you're an MMA fighter, and then, they're kind of, oh, what are you doing? Why would you do that? So tell us a little bit, how you feel about the whole questions you get.
Okay, let's be serious. I could talk about this for about 1,000 hours.
Well, we got a minute.
Great. So talk very fast.
So condensing.
Okay, so yes, I totally think that there are many opportunities that are available to me for that specific purpose. And I definitely plan on exploiting every single one of them and helping that launch me to superstardom. But B, really, I mean, I am my own girl. I am a 100-pound tiny little peanut who could probably do many other things, but I want to prove myself the way that I want to prove myself. And if that means face bruises or knees to the mouth, I really don't care what anybody thinks about it or if they think that I could spend my time doing better things. And then C, I mean, really, I do have strong feelings about women's MMA, but mostly because I hold myself to a high standard of performance and of athleticism. And I think that if you're going to do it, you have to do it like a boy for sure. But, I mean, let's be serious. If you can make swimsuit calendars and all that kind of stuff on the side, it's A-okay.
Jay Merck makes swimsuit calendars.
Yeah. European swimsuit calendars.
We're about to come out with a 2012 one. J Money, Just Jen.
I need to get tan before I'm ever in a calendar. I don't want to scare people off with this translucent skin.
Dude, you're supposed to be from Jersey, bro.
Well, yeah,
don't you guys have a whole theme about it?
I go to New Jersey tomorrow, and I'm going to hit the tanning beds and spray tans hard.
Hard.
I'll be like a little...
You got to look crisp, bro.
Yeah, I'll be like a glow stick when I get out there.
I would really suggest sticking with just the spraying because you don't need any burny skin while you're beating someone up.
True.
You
So
guys
we go
are crazy.
double sessions, spray tans.
P.S.
An orange glow stick by
We
fight
make a
time.
good team. I think that this should happen every Sunday.
Yeah, you like that?
Co-host style.
Nice. We still got a ton of names coming in. Maybe we'll announce the nickname chosen next week's show. But again, it's been a great show, Jen. That last answer was the best answer that I've heard from a female fighter. That was awesome. You are listening to the MMA Meltdown Radio Show on Mile High Sports, AM 1510, FM 93.7.
Science, the official energy drink of the UFC. Available at your local King Soopers, Loaf and Jug, Jenny's Market, Circle K convenience stores, and 7-Eleven.
The best party in town also has the best sports in town. Fox and Hound. Catch all the gameplay action on their big screen TVs. Try all their mouth-watering appetizers and entrees. You'll score big with their selection of ice-cold beers on tap. Get into the Fox and Hound and get into the game. Looking for a great place for your holiday party? They got you covered. Hurry into their 4 Denver area locations today. Fox and Hound. Sports, spirits, and fun.
Lift, kickbox, swim, and save at the brand new Bally Sport Club in Aurora, opening this December. Join before the club opens and save big with our founding member rates. Hurry into the existing Bally Total Fitness at 13801 East Exposition Avenue in Aurora to join the new Bally Sport and save big today. Restrictions apply. Hurry, offer ends 11/30/2011. Lift, kickbox, swim, and save at the brand new Bally Sport Club in Aurora, opening this December. The Colorado Fight Book is Colorado's only MMA coupon book for Colorado's MMA industry. We drive you new business, more exposure, more revenue, all at zero cost to advertisers. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter as we tweet local deals. Fight Book is a win-win situation for all Colorado MMA fans and businesses. We give you repetitive exposure to customers who are already interested in your product. Join the best gyms, events, clothing, and equipment suppliers and promoters in the state.
All right. Back to the second hour of the MMA Meltdown Radio Show here on Mile High Sports, AM 1510, FM 93.7. Give us a call if you have any questions, want to talk, or just want to give us a verbal hug. 303-297-1510. Next up, my boy, Ron Goldstein.
What's up, fellas?
FightJobs.com. This absolutely fantastic new product, Fight Book.
It is,
If you guys know of the Gold C Book, you know what the Gold C Book is?
I'm imagining it's the coupon book
That
with all the
huge,
different
thick
restaurants.
coupon book that they make our little kids slander and slang for $40. There's one for MMA.
Wrong use of slander there, but we'll go with it.
Hey, I've heard some big words used during this show, and I didn't question any of them.
I'm cool with slinging.
That's probably because of my insecurities, but I don't need you pointing them out. I thought we were supposed to be a
I'm here
team.
to point out your mistakes.
You know what, Mercado?
Another one.
I'm done with you.
I'm going to start finding you every time you mispronounce someone's name.
I want my Snuggie and my pillow pet back.
You can't have that.
I hate you. All right, Ron. Sorry, bro. Sorry.
No.
Kind of
I'm loving this.
Fight book.
Yes.
Just kind of looking it over here, and it's crazy. Gear deals, gym deals,
jewelry,
chiropractic deals.
Yep.
I said that one right.
Yep.
I was
You did.
worried
I'm
about it
impressed.
too. I practiced a few times before we came on air. Clever TV, Easton's, Factory X, Inked Out. Man, you crazy.
I got
Are
it
you
all.
serious? How do you do it?
I had help with it, to be quite honest with you. Like anything, it takes a village to build it. But yeah, I mean, listen, the Colorado community, especially the MMA community, is incredibly involved. One of the best markets in the country. We don't have anything like that, and we figured, hey, we kind of have job openings and provide job openings for people, and might as well give them something to sell.
Now you're gonna give one of these away, right?
We're gonna give 2 away.
2 away.
Yeah, why not?
Nice.
Why not?
So the person who calls in with the best nickname suggestion for Jen,
I like that.
question mark, gets a book.
I like that. Love it.
And
Actually,
then
Jen will decide.
And then the second one we'll give away to our Facebook fans.
Sounds good to me. And if, I'll tell you what, I'll even go up one if we can hit 2,000 followers on Twitter. I'll give another one away and a prize pack.
A prize pack? Are you going to
Fight-
give some of those?
Fight Jobs prize pack. We got some shirts
I know, you
and
brought
candy
those,
pops
you brought those in, and you
I
just
did,
had
I
them to the
did.
side. You're not
I
even
did.
sharing with anybody.
I did. Hey, listen, please. I thought
You already
some of you
shoved
guys
it in
were
front of my
cutting weight.
face.
Some of these guys are cutting weight. So
Is there what's the website that people go check this out? Is that fightjobs.com?
yeah, for right now, go to fightjobs.com. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We've got it all there. So just hit us up.
Yeah, I follow you on Twitter, and I'm amazed at like the depth of job opportunities you provide, just from things to like a high school wrestling coach in some small town that I would have never heard of, or to much bigger positions as well throughout the country. So
I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean that's a big part of kind of what our whole concept is about. I mean, it's not just about fighting. There's probably more fans and kids that don't fight or are not looking to fight, but they want to be involved in the business. And this is a great opportunity to kind of get them their chance to work in the business and give them a chance to kind of provide them with a body of work to show somebody in case they want to apply to college or some kind of website or magazine or something something along those lines. So it's definitely not just about fighting in this business, and it's a business. So
yeah.
So, how does the process work exactly? Like, say I see one of your posts on Twitter, I'm interested in that position. Do I contact you directly, and then you kind of make that connection with the person offering the position, or?
We've had a couple of different ways. Obviously, as you guys know, we're very accessible. I got 3 guys that work with Fight Jobs, and all of us are incredibly accessible. So reaching us personally or directly is never a problem. But really, the best way, just like we're trying to build our social media platforms as well, and our presence online, is just check out our Facebook and Twitter for the time being until the site's finished being redesigned, and at the same time, at that point, we're going to have different types of tiers. So we're going towards a video based presence. So instead of a text resume like you've been doing for the last 20-30 years, you're basically going to do a 60-second pitch of why an MMA company should hire you. From an MMA company standpoint, you're going to do a 60-second video of what kind of perfect hire you're looking for. We also offer internships for people that are looking to get into the business, regardless of what it is. And then on top of that, there's a lot of startup companies that don't have any money. So what we do is we offer them a place to barter services. You got a website, builder. This other guy's a screen printer. You say, hey, you ready to trade for $1,500 even trade? Let's do it. Done.
Nice. Now you're the monster.com of the MMA world, and it's groundbreaking. How many obstacles and how many snags do you run into on a daily basis just trying to get this thing off? I mean, I don't think people completely understand or can truly appreciate what it is you've done unless they've worked in some type of a management game, agency game, somewhere where you're working to try to get sponsors for some type of service or activity or fight or whatever it may be. But I mean, how difficult is it to lay this path?
I don't know if it's difficult. I just think that really it takes a little bit of foresight. It takes a little bit of ambition, and it takes some pearls. You know what I mean? You gotta put it up and make it happen. I mean, nothing in this world's given to you. I don't care what it is. And we just felt that with this business and the industry and the sport growing the way it grows on a regular basis, every day, week, month, and year, as we have seen obviously last night with UFC on Fox. We just felt that there's going to be a place where people are going to want to have a home for, a career in the fight business. And that's what we figured we would do, and we would kind of be the first. And we try to do a great job every day. Obviously, some days are better than others, like everybody. But we always try to improve and present different things. And obviously, the fight book is kind of a cool little experiment, you could say, with that. And we're looking to take this to a national fight book real soon too. So
how much do one of these bad boys cost?
These bad boys are $19.99.
What?
Yeah.
How about, and I'm just throwing it out there, we haven't talked about it before, but how about if somebody mentions MMA Meltdown, they get what, $5?
I mean,
$2, 99 cents.
What do you mean? They get
a discount.
Discount.
Man, they're free. I don't know how much more cheaper you want them. If you want somebody to win it off the show, it's free to them.
Yeah, I know. But beyond that.
Oh, okay. So if they want to buy it from us.
Like a coupon code. MMA Meltdown is a coupon code.
We can do that. That's not a problem.
See? That's what I like to hear.
It's not a problem.
That's what I like to hear.
You know?
You going to get one of those?
Of course.
There's about $7,500 worth of value in a book.
Jeez.
So
it's bananas.
Yeah,
I mean, Chris Camozzi, Fight Camp Nutrition Plan.
Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff in there.
If this had a coupon for a free beer at Chuck E. Cheese, I would be all over it.
And again, like you said, Matt, it's not really just about gyms. There's other services and other things that are provided in there. There's some mental conditioning coaching.
Man.
There's some apparel and equipment, of course. There's just website builders if you guys are looking to have a website built.
The jewelry store.
Yeah, jewelry, some fight bling, which I'm wearing right now.
Mohawk Fitness.
Mohawk Fitness. Like I said, it's really not just about fighting. I mean, it's not just about a gym. It's really the whole industry as a whole. So, there's something in there for everybody, for sure. Any fight fan that is a fight fan, there's definitely something in there.
When you want to become more than a fan.
Or just get involved in one way or another.
That's the slogan right there. Right there on the top of the front of the book, when you want to become more than a fan.
Ron, talking to you off air just about some of the bigger goals. You mentioned there's some things in the works with some other financial backers. And I know you've mentioned before you want to kind of make it more of a national thing. Tell us about, the next 5 years, if you could kind of map it out, where you like to see fight jobs heading and how it's affecting, the MMA industry.
I'm a realist, so I think that the first year would probably be the development, of course, of the Fight Jobs platform. And that's a very detailed process, of course. It's not something you just do overnight. After that, it's really just about marketing and marketing and marketing and marketing. And really not only that too, but you really got to provide a value. And I think that that's one of the things that we've really always focused on is providing a value. Jared, we worked with you guys before. A lot of the guys that, you've trained with, we work with them, fighters, sponsors. We work with really everybody. So I think that with that being said, I think that we've got the platform to really kind of make an impact and really be that hybrid of, Monster.com and YouTube for the fight business. And I think it's going to be a really interesting place. And I think that with the, with the certain kind of things that are in development, I only see huge, really, and not just because it's ours, and it's not just mine, but I just see huge things for the industry as a whole.
Absolutely. And I've already, worked with you several times. I mean, one thing you're great at is just your ability to network, and you seem to know everyone. I've used you as a resource several times already, making connections with different coaches and trying to set up different training situations. So,
and that's just from a fider's perspective. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Just my little.
There's marketing and there's photography and writing and they're nutritionists, and there's just so many facets to the fight game, as we all know, that you have to have that big network of people that you have worked with and have worked with well. It's not just about working with somebody. So
I think a new company or I think the industry needs something like a massage therapist, but for egos. You know what I mean? You got a little self-doubt in you.
Some life coaching?
I pay some dude $15, comes in here, hypes me up.
Tells you how great you are?
Kind of like, how you go to the hip-hop rap shows, concerts all these young guys are going to.
Matt, did you lose weight? Because you look fantastic today.
No, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those underwear look slimming on you. You know what I mean?
Those tighty whities look a little loose today.
You are tuned into the MMA Meltdown radio show here on Mile High Sports, AM 1510, FM 93.7. If you're hungry, go check out our boys at Taffolino's, 2001 Youngfield Street in Golden, Colorado. Got some good Mexican food, some great margaritas.
Don't even talk about that right now. I love me some Taffolino's.
When you come back, we'll go grub there.
Oh, no doubt.
No doubt. Man, this kid with his slang. But you do wear more than one hat. I mean,
I do.
Because you do the fightjobs.com, you do the fight book, but you're also a very, very talented. I mean, I often look at your stuff and just try to emulate you in ways, not copy you, but emulate you in ways. But your media side, I mean, you write as well, right?
Thank you. Yeah, I do. I'm the Denver and Boulder Examiner for MMA. Was given a great opportunity with those guys, and just kind of decided to run with it as best I could, and kind of really focus more on the positive stuff as opposed to the negative stuff. I think everyone really can beat the negative side of things down real easily and get ratings that way and all that. But for me, it's actually about showing why MMA fighters and people in this industry are unique people and are really valuable to our community, not just people that go into a gym and fight or train or whatever. Everybody, the way I see it, I think that the MMA community is probably one of the most charitable and engaging communities there is in any form of sports, and that's kind of the stuff that I like to highlight. I mean, I think it's really, really important.
When you talk to something like that, I don't think monetary-wise we can compete with the likes of the NFL and NBA in terms of stuff that they do within your community. But in the same sentence, or in speaking to the same point, I don't think there's any sport professionally, period, where the fighters, the athletes themselves, they're so friendly with their fans. I mean, you go to Grudge, you go to wherever there's a big name at, and you can hang out at the door, you can come into the gym, and there's just people willing there to talk to you about it.
That's what I mean. I mean, we are, it's a very engaging and engaged audience, community, clientele, but at the same time, they don't just do things for nothing. Like there's a lot of cause and a lot of charitable work that MMA does that goes unnoticed or unrecognized because they happen to be fighters, and I think that that's a shame, and that's what we have to change. That's our job to change.
Speaking of charitable work, if you're out there and you're listening, I have a whole backyard that needs raking. Now
we'll barter.
Yeah. I'll give you a case of Zions, a fight book, an American Ground and Pound shirt, an inked out shirt, and you just take care of my yard, please. Please. And the funny thing is,
like a 7-year-old son now? Never too early to put him to work?
I actually live in an apartment, so it's all kind of a lie. I kind of build myself up a little bit.
Sociopath over here.
I don't. Wow. Why you gotta use big words and try to confuse me? Google. Where's my Google? Man, Ron, you're gonna hang out with us?
Yeah.
Jen's hanging out with us? You're going crazy over there with your Facebook. You need to settle down.
Going wild.
There's people coming up with crazy. Jen, what was the one? Lindenberg? Jen Lindenberg. Because you're gonna go down in flames.
That's ridiculous.
Ouch. Hey, as a fighter, you got to be able to take the good with the bad.
Thick skin.
If you got people hating on you, that means you got some fans too. But you are tuned into the MMA Meltdown radio show here on Mile High Sports, AM 1510, FM 93.7.
We only drink Orange Crush Soda. 1510, 93.7. We are Mile High Sports.
Energy drink of the UFC. Available at your local King Soopers, Loaf and Jug, Jenny's Market, Circle K convenience stores, and 7-Eleven.
American Ground and Pound is what the red, white, and blue is all about. This Colorado-born fight gear company provides you with only the best in quality and value. Find our hats, hoodies, and tees for men, women, and youth at AmericanGroundandPound.com or at most Colorado-based MMA events. Show your pride in your country and the world's fastest-growing sport, MMA. Come join the American Ground and Pound Nation on Facebook by searching for American Ground and Pound. American Ground and Pound. Hell yeah, I'm an American.
The best party in town also has the best sports in town. Fox and Hound. Catch all the gameplay action on their big screen TVs. Try all their mouth-watering appetizers and entrees. You'll score big with their selection of ice-cold beers on tap. Get into the Fox and Hound and get into the game. Looking for a great place for your holiday party? They got you covered. Hurry into their 4 Denver area locations today. Fox and Hound. Sports, spirits, and fun.
The Colorado Fight Book is Colorado's only MMA coupon book for Colorado's MMA industry. We drive you new business, more exposure, more revenue, all at zero cost to advertisers. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter as we tweet local deals. Fightbook is a win-win situation for all Colorado MMA fans and businesses. We give you repetitive exposure to customers who are already interested in your product. Join the best gyms, events, clothing, and equipment suppliers and promoters in the state.
This is Dwayne Bang Ludwig of the UFC. Come train with me at 303 Training Center in Westminster, Colorado. We offer classes in Bang Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, and mixed martial arts, as well as kickboxing and fitness classes. We have outstanding kids classes to make your son and daughter a champion in school and in life. We make everyone feel part of the team. So whether you want to step into the cage, get in the best shape of your life, and be able to take care of yourself on the street, we're here for you. We're at the corner of 92nd and Harlan, 303trainingscenter.com. Come in today.
Lift, kickbox, swim, and save at the brand new Valley Sport Club in Aurora, opening this December. Join before the club opens and save